Hey everyone, welcome. God damn it. Welcome to this week's episode of the Coffin Records Oh Hell Yeah podcast. My guests this week are Matt and Timmy from the band Chupaskabra. All right, hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Introduce yourselves and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Shit. About me?
Yeah.
The Wolf's out. Living that Richmond dream, just bringing ska-punk back to Richmond with my friends, playing sick music, living the life.
Hey, I'm the disaster pastor.
Beyond.
Matt's child.
Hello.
Say, ask me a question, sucker.
Ask me a question, sucker.
I am the disaster pastor, A.K. Merkin. I'm the one they call the crew boy master. If you don't know, just ask her. What's up?
What up? All right, welcome guys to the podcast. And Tim, do me a favor and give everybody watching a little bit of the background on how you and Matt met and got Chupaskabra started.
Gladly. I met this motherfucker on Facebook in a fucking bass fishing forum. I knew right from the start his name was Dr. Krankenstein. And I knew from the start there was going to be something going on. So fast forward a couple years later, I moved to Richmond. We reconnected in fucking Green Top, where I met him before we fished. Yeah, that's the story. He said he made music. I said I made music, and we did it. And then he introduced me to Maddie, the drummer, who's famous, way more famous than us. Famous as fuck. If you don't know him, just ask him.
The best part about that story is the simple fact that you're not making any of that up. You guys legitimately met through bass fishing, which for about a year after I met you both, I did not believe that was really true. But I finally came to the conclusion that that's a true story, and I love it.
Yeah, it was singlemailbassfishers.com. I like this word.
100%, like holding a fish like this for your like profile pic, like you hold bass up, like what's up? Like look at this shit. But yo, dude, like this motherfucker right here, like I didn't even know. And we write great songs. I'm fucking stoked, like, you know, very good shit. So what can I say? You know, I'm lucky to be aboard. Being from an out of towner, I'm very lucky to be aboard.
So, tell us who came up with the name Chupaskabra.
Matt Merkin did.
Is there a story behind the name?
Ago. No,
oh shit! Oh shit!
I came up with it years ago, and I decided one day I'm going to use this band name. So I was like, some motherfucker needs to play some upstrokes around here.
I cannot.
So the name will fucking work.
I really cannot.
What's wrong with you, Timmy?
Nothing. You look good.
I hope that every time we flash to Matt, he's wearing a different mask.
He might be.
That's just stupid.
I hope it's like Face Off, and eventually you're wearing Tim's face.
I want to talk about our new shit dropping. Thank you to you, Mr. Billups. We're doing a re-release.
Well, before we get to that, let's talk about the original record. So
I would like to
walk me through the process. You guys basically dropped a boatload of singles, and once you had a boatload of singles, we decided to put out the singles as an album.
Yep.
So talk about that process a little bit.
That was COVID sessions.
Yeah, you see, we dropped a boatload of singles. And then once we had all this boatload of singles dropped, we decided to put an album out.
On Coffin Curse.
Oh,
what's the album called?
Trash City Rockers. Bitch.
All day.
So,
yeah, we down here, Trash City rocking.
So the debut album, Trash City Rockers, it came out about a year ago, and like Timmy and Matt said, that came out on Coffin Curse. And we are re-releasing the album with 2 bonus tracks and some adjusted cover art that will be out here in about a week. Actually, I think I'm going to be getting them this Thursday, so 2 days from today. By the time this podcast drops, I'll have the CDs. And let's flash back to Timmy so we can see his tits.
Beautiful. If you're watching, if not, you can
Jesus
see them on
Christ,
stage.
what happened?
But
All right. I want a little bit of background. So, Matt.
I want to know something since we got a repress
Yeah.
and we almost went fucking platinum. Where's our little
That's
aluminum record for going aluminum?
I know.
We went aluminum with this shit.
Aluminum. I'll send you your coasters, and the coasters are in the mail. The aluminum status coasters that everybody gets for selling 100 units will be in the mail shortly.
Oh hell yeah!
Matt, tell me about you told me in the past that you were in a band prior to getting married and having kids. What'd you say, around your 20s you were in a band that was that played quite often and got pretty popular in that Richmond area?
20s, probably 98ish to like 2000, 2001.
We do a cover of theirs.
Oh yeah. And it's weird because Zeb brought that to us because Zeb was a fan of that old band and somehow knew the shit. He knew I didn't even remember how to play the song and sing the song, and he knew it. That was random as hell.
Is that Dictate?
Yes, it is Dictate.
And what was that band called, Matt?
That was Chump Change. Chump Change.
Did you the EP that's on YouTube, is that the only Chump Change recording that you guys had?
Yes, thank God.
I think those songs are really good. I actually listened to them probably a year ago. I listened to all those, and then about 2 or 3 days ago, I listened to them again. I like those songs.
Sorry. That's what sucks about being homesick, right? You got nothing to do but listen to that garbage.
Listen to garbage, watch garbage, be manic depressive, all those things. That's what you do when you're home from the hospital.
Speaking of which, you look like you're feeling a lot better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite a lot better. I definitely could be better, but I could be worse. I could be still in the hospital, so I'm not going to complain. Jesus Christ. Here comes mask number 7.
The hell are you talking about?
Look at it.
Let's give him something to talk about.
All right. Either one of you, this is a question for either one of you. So, what do you have coming down the pipeline for 2024 for Chupaskabra? Are there any new recordings planned? Any new songs?
I'm taking this shit, Merkin.
Go for it.
Yeah, we got some shit coming, bro. We're gonna drop a new album for sure. I can tell this to the fans and you, as our fucking man. We'll be ready in 6 months for a new album.
How many songs are written for the new album yet?
1.
Nah. we've got I'd say we've got 4 in the pipeline, maybe more on the way.
Have you guys played any of the new songs out live yet?
No.
That's not your thing, right? It seems like you guys like to wait till songs are released before you play them out. Is that true?
It's true because it's a different dynamic. What we're doing is, I think because of COVID, we're like a COVID band, and so we go in and everyone goes in and does their individual parts, and we don't play. We don't jam because it's hard to get 5 grown adults in a room that want to play music. People have lives, they have kids and stuff like that. So our dynamic is we go in and everyone comes in and records these songs, but then you have to learn the song and then learn to play it out. So we're writing more difficult material, which is harder to play out. I need a new drummer.
Why do you need a new drummer?
I mean, he's playing for, big bands now, Shout out to Matty Mickleborough, I gotta tell you also about Matty if we're gonna record this. Little known fact, he basically can play every instrument. He plays, I mispronounced that instrument. He plays the dangling sax. He plays keyboards. He plays guitar. He plays drums. He sings. He plays bass. He does it all. He's big timer. Oh, here he goes. Merkin's here. Guess I'm gonna say
What other
Merkin.
band is Matt playing with now? Not Matt Merkin, but Matt Mickelborough.
Well,
Yeah,
he
he did the Resignators from Australia for the Supernova Festival.
he's on tour with them right now. He's playing like Europe and Australia and stuff.
That's not
really.
true, is it?
No way, he's sitting at home playing video games. But he did play Supernova with the Resignators from Australia.
He
So
really
he's all
did.
fancy and international now.
How did I saw that online? How did that come about, Matt?
Their guitars is actually the original guitars for War. And they know the guy that owns Another Round. And they were going to do a show to get ready. And originally he was going to play the drums, the owner for Another Round. And he mentioned us. Steve listened to our stuff. And then hit me up about poaching our drummer because he liked the way he played. So I said,
Well,
sure.
that's really cool for him. I mean, was it you guys went to the festival? Was it a good opportunity? Were they on a side stage or were they on the main stage?
Well, they did the main stage for the Thursday that opened. And there's only two stages. There's like two main stages, and he just went back and forth as it
Is it
went.
set up kind of like how Warped Tour used to be?
On a smaller scale and better run, but probably because it's on a smaller scale, it's probably easier to run.
Yeah. So, tell me, what with you guys being a Richmond band and Supernova being a festival that's happened for 10 years in your area, how have you guys not gotten picked up for that fest?
Well,
Probably because we're on some fucking record label called Coffin.
I was gonna say the same shit. I was gonna say the same shit. Yeah, Mike, why are we, bro?
Jesus Christ.
Have you guys applied? I know that they take applications. Have you guys applied to be on it?
Yeah, I've actually haven't seen any other locals on it, so I don't know if it's a local thing that they just want out of towners. Or
I heard that you can't wear a dress if you play there.
We're not cool kids yet.
Oh, I think you're wrong there, Matthew. I think you're very wrong there.
I don't buy that. I think that just like with any festival, you got to have stroke. We all know that. You got to have. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. So if you guys with Matt, hopefully Matt Mickelborough made some connections being in that playing with the Resonators. Hopefully that'll help you guys in the future to kind of get your foot in the door. It's always nice to have a foot in the door, and it seems like he obviously got his foot on the stage, so that can't hurt. What can hurt is the fact that he's a super shy, quiet dude, and he probably didn't make any connections because he probably didn't fucking speak to anybody.
You're dead on, spot on. That's why I went. I walked behind him like a little fucking manager. Me, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
It's as simple as, hey, Chupa, what could you bring to the festival? What can we bring? Custom butt plugs. What else do you need?
Exactly.
This is Gwen Stefani, in case you were wondering, Mike.
I've seen Gwen Stefani before.
She's our little buddy.
My question is, why have those not been marketed? Why have those not been mass produced and sold to the thousands upon thousands of Chupa fans?
Did you really just say, why haven't they been ass produced?
I said mass.
They are absolutely ass produced.
Are those is that an Adam and Eve special, or is that from the Lion's Den?
This is definitely Lion's Den.
Do you guys have Lion's Den in Virginia?
I think there's one in Southern. We don't have nothing around here. We're prudes.
Okay. Here's the question that all of the fans want to know. This is a question for both of you, and I expect a one-word answer.
I'm ready.
Wawa or Sheets? Go, Tim.
Wawa.
Wawa.
Motherfucking turkey bowl, bitch.
Yeah.
You're both wrong, and you're both assholes for not.
Because you're from fucking Cumberland.
Cumberland?
What you're from Cumberland, Maryland. That's why you like Sheets.
I'm not from Maryland. I'm from West Virginia, motherfucker. I'm from West Virginia, bitch.
That's why you like Sheets, too. You're dead. Nah,
Matt, what are you
fucking
drinking?
definitely Wawa over Sheets any day, bro. You're tripping, bro. No way.
Dude, okay, here's why you're wrong. Here's why there's no debating it. Sheets, 24 hours a day. They never close. 24 hours a day, 365 days a
Was
year.
Wawa
You can
first?
get a breakfast burrito, you can get a pizza, you can get a sub, you can get booze, you can get a milkshake. Sheets is open 24 hours a day. Walk into Wawa, okay, drive 7 hours from Knoxville, Tennessee to Richmond, Virginia to see Chupaskabra. Drive all day. Get there, not have time to eat. Watch the show, promote the show, help run the show. After the show, on my way to stay at Merkin's house, Merkin says, I say, man, I haven't eaten since like 7 o'clock this morning. Is there anything quick? Is there a Sheets on the way from here to your house? And he goes, there's a Sheets, but it's kind of out of the way, but there's a Wawa right here. And I say, okay, let me go to the Wawa right here. And by right here, he was pointing the wrong goddamn direction. So I had to turn around after I turned my GPS on. I drove a fucking mile out of my way, turned my goddamn GPS on, and realized that his right here was really right here. So I had to turn around and go back to Wawa. I walk in at 12:02. The homies from Orphan Riot are in the Wawa. As I come out,
They were in there.
as I walk into the Wawa, here comes Noel walking out with his bag of food, and he's like, "Dude, they just stopped serving food at midnight. You're out of luck." So I had to go buy one of those pre-fucking made frozen chicken fucking salad sandwiches that ended up giving me twice diarrhea at the Merkin household. So yeah, fuck Wawa. Sheets is the shit. 24 hours a day, 365. Fuck Wawa.
Okay, legit. All right.
I mean,
you know what?
It doesn't even make sense. The point is people want to get drunk and eat food late at night. What is Wawa thinking?
But do they have the turkey bowl?
The turkey bowl is good. I don't know if the turkey bowl is what I like. We were in Florida for the Sherwood. Dylan and I went to Florida for the Sherwood farewell show last year. And I went to Wawa for the second time ever in my life. The first time was when I was in Atlantic City in like 2010. And I remember being cool. It was like, I was like, okay, this is Sheets, whatever. So when we're in Orlando, we were in Tampa for that Sherwood farewell show. I go to Wawa for lunch, and I got a bowl, and it had mashed potatoes, carrots, turkey, and gravy, and it was fucking delicious. So I guess that's what you're talking about?
Yes, it's scrumdiddlyumptious.
Is that what you get? Mashed potatoes, turkey, gravy?
For sure. With stuffing?
Ooh. With stuffing, okay. Maybe it didn't have carrots. Maybe that's stuffing. I don't know. It was fucking delicious. But you can't get it at 12:01, so they can suck my dick. Matt, what are you drinking?
This is a berry peach Bold Rock.
That sounds okay. Is that Bold Rock is a cider, correct?
You are correct, sir.
Timmy, what are you drinking? I think I already know. I like what you're drinking, Tim. Did we lose Tim?
I got him a fucking High Noon, motherfucker. You don't know about that.
And watermelon. Okay, so High Noon is delicious. I like a lot of High Noon, but I love the watermelon the best. So that's a good choice. Did you choose the watermelon, or are you rocking the mix pack?
It was chosen for me by my lovely girlfriend Jenny.
I haven't met Jenny yet. She didn't come to the show last month.
Who is here currently? She's off camera.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Tell me what you guys have coming up as far as shows. Anything you want to mention that you have on the horizon concert-wise?
November 18th at another round. We have Wayward Brigade coming down from Maryland.
Yes, sir.
And M60 coming from the Outer Banks down in Nag's Head, which is actually Larry from the old Oi band Niblick Hinbane. So that one should be fun.
Yeah, talk about the car accident show.
Ooh.
Well,
man. We have a song coming out about that actually on the new album.
Oh yeah, there's a song about that coming out.
So there's a little a little bit of info there. So you have a song coming out about the car crash accident at a concert. So let's talk about the car crash accident.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Timmy was taking his amp out, so I went to help him, and Radley went with us, and I guess what was it, Timmy? About less than a minute after me and Radley walked in,
Yes, sir.
all hell broke loose outside, and we'll let Timmy tell that story because he literally witnessed the shit.
Yep.
And real quick, Tim, what was the show? You guys were opening for a pretty big band when this happened.
Slackers
Yes, sir.
in Virginia Beach at the Bunker.
Yep.
They were on. They were probably
I was
three-quarters.
outside. Yeah.
They were three-quarters way through, probably almost getting near encore time.
You're on
And a
court
car
time.
crashed through the front of the venue, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was anyone hurt?
Yeah, the driver.
He didn't pass away, did he?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he did.
Well, there's mixed reports. I know what I saw.
Yeah, so it was bad.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Did that concert had to stop when the accident happened, right?
I believe it did. Matt would know more about that.
Yeah, the lights hit on inside, and they were just screaming everybody out the back, everybody out, and they opened these garage doors out the back. We didn't know at the time, was it fire? Was it shooting? We didn't know what it was. I mean, like literally everybody's bailing out over these railings onto the street. I'm handing my kids over the railings to strangers, just trying to get out of there.
Hi, Lacey. Hi, Lacey.
Man, you're on YouTube now.
Lacey, were you at that show when that accident happened?
Yes.
Were you inside?
Yeah, Griff was asleep in my lap.
Oh my goodness. I bet that was really scary.
Yeah, it was. I was asleep.
I just was like, Matt comes in and he's like, give me Griff. And I gave it to him. And then I walked over and started packing up all their stuff. I was like, what are y'all doing? And then the fire marshal and everything came in and was telling everybody they needed to leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did your all's gear have to stay overnight?
No, we had to stay about 3 hours before we can go in and get our stuff out.
Man, that's wild.
We couldn't find Timmy
Or Ryan.
Timmy bailed with his friends because he grew up down there.
Yeah.
And so Maddie was actually speaking at that moment because he was so worried about where Timmy went, and we couldn't get him on the phone for a little while. But we finally got hold of him.
So Tim gave you the old Irish goodbye after a car accident.
Oh, he bounced. He gone.
So when a car crashes through the entrance to the venue, the best thing to do is probably not Irish goodbye your bandmates and not allow them to know if you're alive or not.
Yeah, for future knowledge, I won't do that again. Poor guys. They were actually worried about me, but it was actually a test.
See, I wasn't.
Of the emergency broadcast system?
I thought the same thing, but I just didn't say it. You beat me to it.
That was a test to make sure you guys really love me.
Maddie was worried about you. I'm like, who the fuck is this Tim you keep talking about?
You think that I won't move to Morgantown and play for fucking Reckless Threat?
He's not.
Are you just making up cities now? You just named a partial name of a city in West Virginia.
Davis.
You want to move to Clintonburg to play with Trackless Wreck? Who's the split with? And tell us what it's all about, Matt.
Hey, we'll be with my buddies Deadbeat at Dawn out of Thirsk in the UK. It's a little town in Yorkshire. And they do somewhat like what we do, but a little more hip-hop based, ska-punk. And just be interesting.
How did you meet those guys?
the internet. Stumbling across somebody shared one of their songs, and I got into them, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Here I am, motherfuckers. What's up?
That's how everybody meets Tim's on the internet, when he just yells into a podcast. Matt, how many songs are going to be on the split?
As far as I know, we're gonna be dropping 2. One of which is the one Timmy was talking about the club incident. And I also, we did in that one, we mentioned when the skinhead sucker punched Zeb in the face at the Blank 77 show.
Yes,
see, we got a whole
yo, I'm gonna tell you all right now. I'm gonna say it in front of Matt and everyone else. That song is fire. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. I'm very proud of it. It's very personal and it's sick.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for the split.
I will say, Deadbeat probably put 1 on it because theirs are a little bit longer. But I did play that song for Paul in Deadbeat, and he was like, "Well, we need to think about which one we're dropping because we got to up our game now after hearing that song." So whatever that means.
And then you cover a One Direction song?
We've not done that yet, but it would not surprise me.
That could be in the
kind of did.
Well, I mean, did we though? We didn't do it, but there could be a One Direction cover in the cards.
Wasn't Harry Styles in One Direction?
Yes. And
so yeah,
and
you basically
have you
covered
heard,
a One Direction song.
Have you heard Merkin play
just like him
the fucking harmonica, the thing he plays, or what, melodica?
No.
He kills it. He kills it.
Was he really in One Direction?
Matt, you didn't know that Harry Styles was the lead singer in One Direction?
Yeah.
I didn't know who Harry Styles was until we did the fucking song.
Well,
I thought he was an actor or some shit.
The more you know. He is an actor, but he was
definitely an actor. Also, thank you, Mike. He also is an actor, Maddie. Fucking
he definitely got his start as being the pretty dude in One Direction, though. I actually like One Direction. I don't care to say that. I'm not going to edit this out. I think One Direction's pretty badass. I like some boy bands. That new NSYNC song is fucking fire.
Now that I found out he's in One Direction, that Timmy's got such a man crush on him.
Timmy thought the first time that Timmy listened to One Direction, though, he thought they were called One Erection. So that's why he liked it so much.
That works.
How about Timmy? You answer this one first. Can you pinpoint the moment that got you into punk rock? Is there a eye-opening moment for when you realized that you were going to be a fan of punk rock for the rest of your life?
100%. The first time I heard Maxwell Murder from Rancid, I was riding in a car with my friend. We put out of my street. He said, "You have to listen to this album," and he didn't. He put that song on.
Can you remember what age you were when that happened?
Yes, sir. I was 18.
I dig it.
God damn, that album's that old?
It's 30 years old, right? Yeah.
Pretty similar. Probably, I mean, started listening to Biohazard and stuff like that. I was more hardcore, even though at the time I didn't even know what hardcore was. I just remember seeing like the Biohazard videos, and I'm like, "Oh, this shit's dope." Then at some point, stumbled across Operation Ivy, and it was done. It was over.
So, being that you guys are the only ska band on Coffin Curse, and that you are the first ska band that I've had on the podcast, can you guys, both of you, give me just a handful of the bands that inspired you to be a fan of ska, that want to play in a ska band?
I'll go first. None of them.
None of them?
And he knows that better than anyone. My influences are, I would say, if I'm going to say 5 influences right off the bat: No Use for a Name, Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, MXPX, and Paul McCartney.
Matt, what about you?
Operation Ivy Rancid.
Yes, sir.
Then you become more aware as you dive into it, like of the Clash stuff, like besides the radio stuff, like
Definitely.
growing up, you're like, you love this shit, but you didn't even know what it was you're listening to till later, and you're like, oh, okay. Same thing with stuff like Madness. You know, I loved freaking Our House when I was a kid. But I had no idea they were a two-tone band. And now it's probably the last song I want to hear from Madness at this point. So Madness is up there. I mean, just most of the ska-punk from the 90s. I mean, Against All Authority, Fallen Sickness, The Sword of Jelly Bean. Like, all that shit was just nasty.
Yeah. Being that you guys are among, because you're a newish band, you're among the new crop of upcoming ska punk bands, and there's a lot of them out there. A couple of my favorites out there right now would be Catbite, Bite Me Bambi.
Bite Me Bambi, yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So right now, probably my favorite of the new up and coming ska punk bands will be Catbite and Bite Me Bambi. Do you guys have for this new crop of up and coming ska punk bands that are popping up, the bands you see at Supernova and the bands that you see going up and down the road? Are there any bands that are new right now that you're into?
100%. I'm taking this one too. I want to right away Escape from the Zoo and and our
Timmy's going to name some bands that we played with that totally blew his mind that he had no freaking idea. Suppository, Hans Gruber. All those guys just killed it.
Escape from the Zoo and what's that one?
Which one?
Christoph, dude.
Oh, Crazy in the Brains.
Our brain, Crazy in the Brains, and Escape from the Zoo. That's it. Listen to that shit. 100%. Sorry.
Have you guys listened? I know Matt. I talked to Matt about this before. I know you told me you've listened to Bite Me Bambi. Have you either of you guys listened to Catbite?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're the shit. I think they're going to blow up too. Like they're on tour with fucking Dropkick Murphys and some shows with Bouncing Souls and some shows with the Interrupters, and I think they're gonna blow up. I think that Catbite will probably be the next band that dickheads on YouTube call industry plants. Have you guys heard that shit lately? How bands are getting popular, and now because they're getting popular, the dickheads on the internet are saying that they're planted by the industry,
like the Interrupters.
Yes, that's a big thing going around. Is that the Interrupters are a basically like a manufactured band, which is bullshit.
Love them.
That's crazy for real.
Yeah. What'd you say?
That?
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Matt, here's a question for you, and then we'll wrap it up. Can you pinpoint the moment that you realized that you were a pro wrestling fan, and if so, at what period in your life, and who was the wrestler that really got you into pro wrestling?
Not too much into it. I'll probably follow UFC a little more. But let's go back to my childhood. My stepmother now, her really close friend in high school married Tito Santana. So we used to get tickets all the time when they come to Richmond, and there's a really badly done interview I did with him for school, which is funny because I'm at his house in New Jersey wearing some shirt with like Confederate flags when they were cool in the 80s. And I'm up in Jersey, and it was really funny. And I was a fat little shit. I'm still now. I'm just a fat big shit now. But
so that was your stepmother's friend that married Tito Santana?
Yes, the interview I did with him was like at his house. Cool.
Is your stepmother's friend still married to Tito Santana?
Yes, she is.
That's a trip, dude. How old were you? And what year can you recall the year that interview happened?
8th grade, maybe 9th
Wow.
grade. So 90,
So
91.
he was probably on the tail end of his career, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that other than Independence, Tito Santana kind of dropped off around, like, 95. Maybe he made some dates for WCW in the mid 90s, but I don't think he made it, much past the mid 90s. Was
Yeah,
he
that was in his El Matador phase.
okay. So yeah,
Which I
that'd have been
remember
early 90s.
we went and saw him fight at the Richmond Coliseum, and he got his ass whipped, and my stepbrother was just in tears because at this point he was still buying into the whole real thing. I mean, he
Yeah.
was coming out of his seat. He's yelling, "He's hurting Gino. But
I love it. That's a great story, dude.
and we went down where they go in to get our tickets from him and all. And it was crazy because that was when Greg Valentine was with the Honky Tonk Man tag team.
Yeah.
They got out of a car and walked in together, just shaking hands to Tito. Hey man, what's going on? And I'm just like, as a kid, I'm like, these guys really do like each other. And then Tito's like, all right, well, I got to go in now because the Bushwhackers just bought everybody pizza. So I'm like, these fools are in there eating pizza, having a good old time.
All right. Love you
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you, Mike. Love you, dude.
Love you too. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, brother,
Bye,
dude. I love
baby.
Coffin Curse. Y'all check all the shit out. There's so many sick bands on here. Downstrokes, especially like a fucking. I mean, I don't even. I'm not the person talking about this, but anyone that is on Coffin Curse family, love y'all.
Love you, brother.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you for doing it. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.